morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Creative Rootz Ministry. This is Creative Rootz Ministry's service for soil and soul this Sunday. I'm Rev Em, one of the founders of Creative Rootz Ministry. We're a non-denominational ministry, and I'm here to welcome you today and to say thank you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for watching. We see you, we appreciate you, and we are so grateful for the gift of your presence here today. Creative Rootz Ministry, we decided to show up as an act of service for all people and all planets to help you remember and reconnect you to who you were before the world told you who to be. We encourage you to stay curious and be open to the possibilities. There is way more to life than what your limitations would like you to believe. We believe in one people, one society, and one universe. We believe in the one love which lies beneath all that there is. The one love that accepts and appreciates you right now as you are. And we're joining together through our community today to focus on expanding our awareness so we can all evolve for the highest good, for the one life and the one love that connects us all. Today's theme for this week is the Great Illusion. So we're going to start with the story about an incredible guy who actually was just a guy. But what he managed to achieve was just so incredible. So in 1983, there's this gentleman called Cliff Young, who was a cattle hand in Australia. And he entered the Sydney to Melbourne race, it goes right across the corner of Australia. It covers about 550 miles. And Cliff wasn't your average athlete. He wasn't your average competitor. He was only 61 years young. Yes, 61. And as a cattle hand, he was frequently responsible for going up and getting all the cattle after pretty crazy thunderstorms. He didn't have GPS. He didn't have a small aircraft, but he ran about on foot, chasing these cattle around over an area the size of a small US state. He knew that he had high levels of stamina, and that's quite obvious doing a job like that. But in this ultra marathon, in this massive event, most of the entrants were like super fit runners who were in the prime. But Cliff also had a belief that he could and would complete the race. He didn't have any limiting beliefs. There were calls for him to be banned for his own safety. People just thought it'd kill him. But the rules had excluded runners that were too young. No one could see anyone and anything discriminating against someone who's too old. So the organisers allowed Cliff to run. And it was a hot day when Cliff turned up wearing his overalls and galoshes over his work boots. Some of the 150 competitors were looking and making gestures, and the press and the spectators really started staring. You know, they were really curious, like, what on earth is this guy doing? The race started, and to no one's surprise, the farmhand was lagging behind the seasoned runners. He had a really strange way of running. He barely lifted his feet off the floor, and he moved forward looking more like a skier than a runner. So halfway through the first night, rather than like slow down like everyone else, Cliff took the lead. You see, no one told Cliff the usual way was to stop for 6 hours of sleep, and Cliff just kept going. He didn't take a traditional sleep break. He just kept eating his tin pears out of his packet and kept running. So Cliff took a fraction of the time that other people took to sort himself out, and then just off again he went. And by the next morning, to the amazement of, well, everybody, Cliff had built up a substantial lead. It was an impressive performance, and the old timer was inevitably going to relinquish his lead when he needed to stop for a break himself. I mean, let's face it, he showed up and he was already winning at that point. But he never needed to take a proper break. He knew what he could do. And he knew that once the race was over, he could rest as long as he wanted. Cliff did the unexpected in 1983. He not only finished the race, but he won it with a 10-hour winning margin. And even to date, no one has ever been able to beat that. You see, Cliff Young had decided what was possible for him. Not his family, not his friends, not society. He didn't listen to what other people told him. He set his own beliefs about what he could achieve, and he rolled with it. One of the great things that happened because of Cliff's showing up that day, people realized it was possible. And if he could do it, so could they. They didn't increase the stamina overnight, but they did increase their belief in what they thought was possible. So, no matter what other people say, know that you hold so much potential. Cliff was an ordinary guy, but he had an intention. And his intention is what made him so powerful. He didn't let people bring him down. No, he knew in his heart. And when you've got that inner knowing, that's it. You are unstoppable. But although I can say that today, it's not always how it's been for me. And I know as a psychotherapist, I know it's not how it is for most people. Many of us pay way much more attention to what other people say. When we listen to the stories in our heads, the stories take the driving seat. The stories, they kind of create they build on this belief system, they reinforce a belief system. And it gives us a to-me attitude, because we start thinking that life happens to us. And we start thinking that we're powerless to do anything about it, because we're listening to everything else instead of realizing and listening to that voice that is inside us that's always been there. We push it away. But this voice, we've all got it. We've all had it. Many children listen to it, but for whatever reason, by the time we're older, most of us are living on autopilot in some state of fear and survival, just trying to get through the day. You see, years ago, I believed that nothing was possible. And from the state of the universe, like from the state that I was in, the universe, it gave me more of what my frequency said. So my frequency, this is a universal law, our frequency, it attracts other things. So like they say, birds of a feather flock together, and our frequency attracts more of the same. So when we complain, we get more to complain about. I kept feeling that I'd lost everything, that I didn't know anything. So in my life, nothing worked. I felt broken. I didn't have a dream. I didn't dare to dream. I didn't have any intention whatsoever. All I thought is, if they're happy, then I can be happy. So I put my power in other people. And then one day when life happened, and really, really it did happen, and I was taken off my feet, I had a few options when I really sat down and thought about it. And I thought, well, what can I do now, Em? I realised I could do nothing at all and allow things to be as they were. And that, of course, was an option. And I had the option of, well, if that didn't work, what could I do? And I thought, well, and I thought seriously about suicide, because when you feel so hopeless and like there's no hope in the world, it certainly seems like a good idea, or a better idea, than to continue living in the same painful state of suffering that we were. The other option, which I didn't see how it could be possible, was I could try and make a difference in my life. I just didn't know how. I thought, could I? What's the chances of me, with all these things going wrong, what's the chances of me actually being able to achieve anything? Because I did believe life was impossible. I was at zero. I had that to me attitude, thinking that life, everything was outside of me. I did believe in science because I didn't trust myself. I didn't trust myself at all, but I trusted science. So I figured the answer must be in figures, and not really getting much to do with numbers. I knew that if I looked into it like a science experiment, what I'd find was things that would work, as long as it was a fair test, and we'll just see what happened. So I didn't believe, but I thought I'd give it a go and I'd test the science. So people was raving on about this thing called a law of attraction. And people said it was a thing. I had no idea what I was doing. And I couldn't drive, so these manifesting car parking spaces, that wasn't going to work for me either. I thought, what do I do and where can I start and what am I doing? And I thought, could I attract what I want? And I thought, well, what do I do want? Because I've got no idea. So I really did start at zero. But I was looking like, if this is how it works, what am I doing? How's it affecting what's outside of me? So I noticed that my language needed to change. So that's where I started. I didn't know about metaphysics or anything, but as I started changing my language, I did start changing, and I saw a difference. I didn't understand it was the language of universal law. I didn't know about metaphysics, but as I changed what came out of my mouth, I also changed what went into it. And when I changed what went into my mouth, I lost weight. I felt great. I started exercising. Well, I started walking, and before long, I was going to the gym and I was swimming, and I felt great. So as a byproduct, my self-confidence grew. So it was really changing my life. And I had no idea what I was doing. I was just trying to work it out. So eventually I stopped saying yes to everyone else. And that was so hard. And I started saying yes to myself. And it really wasn't easy. Many people fell away because all of a sudden I wasn't so useful. You know, I used to be like, yes, I'll help. Yes, I'll do this. Yes, I'll do that. And I was sad because I lost these so-called friends. But believe me, they're not real friends if they're not going to help you rise up. I did have more time. And in that time, as I continued the practice that actually made me feel good for the first time in what seemed like forever, my self-value rose, my self-respect rose. And as my self-value and self-respect rose, people started treating me differently, you know. And I spent years thinking that no one liked me, and all sorts of belief systems built around that. And all of a sudden I had people smiling at me in the street or holding doors open for me, and wow, You know, it really was really strange. But I kept at it with my little experiment, and I retrained in psychology. And that led me to learning about energy medicine and then on to metaphysics. I learned about working with universal laws, and I reconnected to the power I didn't realize that I had inside me. And this all started with just trying to see what was going on. It was just a science experiment, you know. To cut a long story short, I went on to create the life that I live today. Not a day goes by without me feeling so grateful for going from zero, from losing my health, my relationships, everything I owned. I lost it a few times, everything apart from what I was stood up in, to becoming a land owner, a home owner, to becoming a minister, to being able to hold space for other people that feel like they've got absolutely no hope. It went on to me being a Samaritan for like over 10 years now, helping people who are sitting with suicide. And I lived the most peaceful life. Like, I live a miracle. And to me, I can now understand how I got from zero to living the life that I live. And it all started with the experiment, you know? It all started with this experiment of what do I do if? And believe me, I made my peace with death. I was ready to go if it didn't work out, you know? But look at me now. Today I lived the life, the one life that I thought was impossible. And I believe that I can, if I can do it, and go from zero to this, I believe you can do it too. It's more than a belief, it's an inner knowing. I know that you can too. You can go from zero. So what we need to look at, how do we get from zero to where we are? And we look at this thing like the story. What are the stories that keep us at zero? Because although I started looking at language, it was the stories around the language, you know? By looking at the stories around the language, when we narrow it down to the belief system that many belief systems are joined with, we have this huge coming back to ourselves. And it's truly magnificent. And it's all down to just seeing what happens when we're able to just sit and recognize the stories. It's self-awareness, like the Buddhists and so many other systems have been in place. They've done this for thousands of years. They recognized the power of our language and we forgot. So now I want you to remember and recognize what's happening when we speak our words. When we recognize our stories, we're able to release the stories that aren't serving us anymore, the stories that are reinforcing our old belief systems, because we are so much bigger than the stories we tell ourselves. My old story, I was impossible, nothing would work, everything was broken, I was lost. And my life looked like that. So within, so without. Which is, I've always wondered what that meant. And then it was like, wow, you know, and so within, so without. And now I'm living this kind of life. And like outside, it's like so wonderful. You know, I'm not my traumas. And the traumas that they barely exist anymore. An illusion only exists until it's examined. Self-inquiry helps raise our self-awareness, and we move from becoming being the victim of our story to becoming a victor of our story. Common stories are like, I am not good enough and I don't have the time. That's such a fab one. I don't have time. I'm too old, I'm too young, nobody likes me. Excuse me. Remember Cliff Young? People told him he was too old. He went on to not only take part, but he won. Do you know? It's all about the state of mind. My aunt, she's an amazing woman. She said, no, I'm not allowing people, society's beliefs to contain me. And now she's 60 odd years old and she's pole dancing and she's doing silks and she's doing absolutely, truly amazing. I'm so proud of her. This is because we do not allow our belief systems to contain us, to imprison us. We deserve to be free. We were born to be free. We were born to be more than we are allowing ourselves to be right now. It's our mandate. We are supposed to, it's you know, we were born to evolve. We were born to grow. Just look at us. We're not the same person we were last week, last month, last year. We are growing and we are evolving, and that will never stop. There's always a new opportunity, new possibility to grow. So I'm going to take us to a practice now, because when we forget who we are and we're caught up in the illusion of our story, it's a way to gift ourselves more space, to move from the illusion, because when we're in that illusion, we believe we are the illusion. We believe we're stuck. We believe we're trapped. We can't see past the prison of our minds. We don't even know our mind is a prison. But taking a moment to be right here, right now, just showing up today, we can take that step to just give ourselves some space, to allow ourselves to just to start to recognize what's there in our belief systems. And it's a really simple practice. So we're going to return to awareness by closing your eyes if it's safe to do so. Please don't be closing your eyes driving your vehicle. Park yourself up somewhere and rewind to this part of the live or watch the replay. Closing your eyes and connecting with your body's presence. Sitting here, connecting with your breath. Placing your hand on your shoulder or your heart space, over your chest. You'll be able to feel the body moving as you breathe. Don't have to breathe in, breathe out, you just breathe. Don't even have to concentrate on breathing, because the amazing thing about our bodies is when we breathe naturally. We don't even have to think about it. That's so beautiful how we can just be with our breath and our body's doing all it needs to do to take care of us in this moment. With each breath in, feel it loosening the tension in your body as you're breathing in. Feeling your chest expanding. Noticing your strong back, your soft front. Rolling back your shoulders. Scanning and sensing your body now. Feeling into your mind, inside your head, your neck, your chest, through your back and your stomach, feeling your legs, feeling your feet on the floor, feeling yourself held. by the chair or the ground below you. Maybe you're still in bed. Allowing yourself to be sinking into that feeling and breathing, noticing the breath. Beautiful. Scanning and sensing for any suffering, any stuckness. Noticing any place in your life where maybe you found yourself reacting, where you're getting caught up. Is there a story, a pattern, or behaviour attached to this? Ask yourself, what am I believing? What does this story that I believe do? Is it that I'm in danger? What happens when we believe that this story? Does the story restrict us in some way? What is it that you're believing now? Is the thought real? What would life be like if you did not have that story? Is the story true? And can you accept that, yes, you think it's true? It's not really truth. What is it that you're aware of? And maybe now you should sense a shift, just a slight shift in your body. Or you may notice something happening around your sound or vision. You may sense an image of something, even if it's just for a few moments. Really, really know. Say to yourself, it's okay. It's just a story. It's okay. It's just a story. What happens and who would you be without that story? What would you sense your own being be? And just sense your own heart and your heart's willingness to wake from the illusion. The beliefs that keep you from inhabiting the truth from who you are. Just feel that willingness to move in the direction of your true you. Taking a moment now, slowly noticing your body. Noticing your breathing. Returning to the room. And know that who you are is your highest potential. You are the awareness. You are the witness to your story. The suffering that we feel is being apart from our truth. Let the pain be. And know too, this belongs. And allow that pain to be just as it is until you feel it propelling you into the new possibilities, into coming home to yourself and into the freedom that you were born to be and to have and to experience. Give yourself a moment to just give yourself a little stretch, a wriggle. Allow your fingers and toes to just move. Or just cat's eye. Coming back to connect with us here for the service. You see, taking your power back takes incredible courage. It certainly did for me, especially when I didn't think I had any. But when I realised how much courage it takes just to get out of bed in the morning, and how much courage it takes just to get through the day sometimes, know that you just showing up, you have courage. And you can always begin right now where you are. Know that whatever you've gone through, no matter what you're going through, that it is perfect. And that's so hard to hear. But there is no wrong way. There's only the perfect way to take you to where you need to be in the moment so that you can get the pain that propels you to grow, to develop, to evolve. There is only your own way. You can't compare yourself to anyone else. There's only one you. And only you can do you. There's no one else with the stories that you tell yourself. even twins that grow up in the same house have completely different stories. You can go to one football match and every single person will tell you some similarities, a lot of things that are very different, because perception's such a wonderful thing. Believe me when I say, beyond the belief systems, you are free. And through learning to be, which means not to let go, not to force things away, not to ignore things, but allow things to be and see, okay, I am right now how I am. I got to here as I did, and that's all just absolutely perfectly okay. I'm cool with that. But from now, from this place, from this space, from this time, we can take that chance, that possibility, the opportunities where we can just feel into moving forward and giving ourselves space. Through learning to be, you regain your sovereignty, and it's true sovereignty, you know. So I'm going to share this week's affirmation, which is, I came to be free. I reclaim my sovereignty. It's a little fun reminder that you can just pop up with throughout the week. I came to be free. I reclaim my sovereignty. And it's not about violence or about being aggressive or anything. It's just recognizing that you came to be free. And your sovereignty is there waiting for you. And yes, you can, no matter your circumstances, you can start reclaiming it today and taking back your power. So say it again with me, please. I came to be free. I reclaim my sovereignty. And again, I came to be free. I reclaim my sovereignty. One more time, please. Rule of 3 helps us remember. I came to be free. I reclaim my sovereignty. If you repeat this throughout the week, you're giving yourself permission to become a newer, truer version of yourself. Neurons that fire together wire together, okay? So I came to be free. I reclaim my sovereignty. This is going to open you up to more possibilities and more potential. And I want you to be more. I believe you can be more. I know you can be more. I'm so excited for a world where people are more than what the world told them to be, more true to themselves, more sovereign, more free. The power in each single one of us, doing our own thing, regaining, reclaiming, recovering our sovereignty, recovering ourselves, recovering our autonomy, all these things that we didn't even realize we had. Those possibilities and potential are just unlimited, and it's waiting there for you. So come on, I'm cheering you on. Even though you can't see me every day, I'm like, yes, come on. we're there. There's this whole global field of people who are just reclaiming new parts of themselves, recovering, meeting newer people at that higher vibe, realizing that it's a global community that they're part of, and it's so exciting. If you want a bit of extra help, know that we hold a circle every Wednesday. It's our life visioning community. We're at 8 p.m. Portugal time, UK time. That's 9 p.m. in like Spain, France, Germany, Holland. In the USA, PT Pacific time, it's midday. The info is on the Linktree link in our bio. It's also somewhere below the video when we add it there. So now I'd like you to join me as we, not just I, as we raise our frequency vibing with our tribe, the Creative Roots tribe, for this week, as I speak these words shared for and on behalf of each and every one of us. Just getting my drink. I am so grateful. We always start with gratitude. Gratitude is this amazing thing that as we realize that we can be grateful, that the body chemistry, our body consort is amazing. Our body chemistry will take us to new heights of being and start opening things up and allowing things to be. That powerful language of law of language, you know, awesome. So I am so grateful to be here and right now. And I am so grateful that you are right here, right now. I'm so grateful for right use of technology. Right use of technology that allows us to be here, right now. No matter what time it is you watch here, on the live or afterwards, I'm so grateful for that right use of technology. I'm so grateful that we can wake up from our illusions, and that our waking up from our illusions is all of them. It's a whole little chain. We start off with just one, and then it's like, wow, we're hooked. You know, body chemistry. I am so grateful that we can wake up from our illusions through connection and through being a community. I'm so grateful we get to ask what's real, what's true. I'm so grateful we get to distinguish our reality from that world of phenomena, the world of appearances. We get to distinguish that reality. I am so grateful we get to think and feel freely. And that's for us to do. No one can control your thoughts and how you feel. That is yours. And I am so grateful that we can reclaim our sovereign selves. We can reclaim our power and return to our sovereign selves. I am so, so grateful. And from this space and place of gratitude, I recognize the one love that it exists as one life and one truth, which is clearly fully present everywhere, in all people, all places, and all things, in all connection and connectedness. That is the one sovereign love, the one sovereign power, one sovereign presence. It's always expanding, always evolving indiscriminately, always in all ways, as an infinite, limitless network that is life. And from this space and place of recognition, I feel this one love, one life, one truth showing up in every experience of who and what I am. I know that each and every one of us experience this one sovereign loving life being present, presenting through and as me, through and as we, expanding and evolving indiscriminately always, as an infinite, limitless network of who and what we are. I stand today fully convicted in this knowingness. If this one love, one life, and one truth is absolutely everywhere, and it's right here where we're at, right now, supporting each one of us right here, right now. It's indiscriminate. It doesn't care what we've been through. It doesn't care what we've done. It just takes you unconditionally, that one unconditional love. And he's waking us up from the lies and the illusions and the limitations, even now, as we connect here today. And from today, from this moment, we're taking responsibility for what is ours. We're dropping guilt-free the weight of what we haven't got to carry anymore. And today we recognize we are the one love. We are that one life and one truth. And today we return to the one sovereign presence that's connecting and holding us all, that's expanding and evolving through us exponentially. And I am so thankful that today and every day, no matter what, I am not who I was, and neither are you. And I can feel who I can be, and you can feel who you can be. And I'm so thankful that we are free to do this. We are free to have these choices. We are free. And I grow and evolve with my truth limitlessly. We all do. I'm so thankful that we can grow through things. We're not going through it, we're growing through it. We're evolving, we're taking all the things we can learn. It's such a blessing. And I'm thankful life's got no limitations. Every single direction, it's limitless. And it's expanding exponentially through and as we. So each single one of us has limitless options. And each one of those options expands and expands and expands out into the universe. It's absolutely phenomenal. So I speak these words today, not just as my truth, but as our truth, releasing them and knowing these words are supporting life right now. These words have wings. These words have our wings. They're free. These words are free. Knowing we all experience more love and more life and more truth right here, right now, directly and indirectly as results. And so it is. And so it shall be. And so we are. Ashe, Aho, Amen. Thank you. Thank you for joining us today. I'm just so grateful we can join and we can do this and we can wake up together. I don't do the word woke, but I believe that as each one of us wakes up and expands from a little bit more of our sleepwalking, we're able to achieve so much more as an individual, so much more as a community, so much more as a collective. And we are global. We're not just here on Sundays. We're here 7 days of the week. You can find us, Creative Roots Portugal. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook. We love hearing from you. If you want to volunteer, drop us a line. If you want to pray, we are honoured to pray for you. Just drop us a message. To support us, don't forget to click the like button and share. Love donations are welcome through Linktree. Had a bit of a crazy time this week. It turns out that you can preach for free, but you can't stream for free. So it costs. We're not able to have music unless we pay 299 euros. It's 29 euros for just to stream, to be able to stream. And I think that's well worth it. So I'm going to be paying 29 euros for us to stream as a ministry, because I feel it's really important that we all get to connect and wake up. I'm really looking forward to being able to hold services in person around the fire pit here at Creative Roots Portugal, but will still be available for those of you online. So love donations are absolutely welcome through Linktree. We're going to bring this service to a close, but with a blessing for the week. So today and every day, may you be loving awareness. May you reawaken your power. May you remember your autonomy. And may you reconnect with your sovereign soul. Have a great week, people. Have an absolutely fantastic week. I'm so excited for the day, for the week ahead, for growing as a ministry. I can't believe that we class 3 ministry due to the amount of watchers we get on YouTube and stuff. It's absolutely phenomenal. This is week 5. We are growing. We have people all around the globe, UK, Malta, Ireland, USA, New York, Seattle, Los Angeles. How fantastic is this that we have so many people tuning in already? California, I am so grateful to you. Have an awesome week. Big loves to all of you. And remember, no matter where you're at, you have got this. You are going to be coming from 0. Typical neighbours.